hunting. And so it's a case of quite often they will scavenge, and in a more traditional pride setup, oh, he's got something, maybe a big swelling there. Look at his face. You can see massive swelling there from all those cuts and bruises. Yeah, no, he's a bit uncomfortable, and maybe the lip also got bitten through. So in a more traditional pride setup, oh, he's hurting, huh? You can see he's very careful about it. A lot of the injuries that we won't see will be on the legs as well, the front paws and the front legs, the forearms essentially. Again, earlier today I had a good look. It was just full of bite marks where that lioness would have bitten physically into the leg muscles. So in a more traditional pride setup, sorry to finish this question, Sandy, is if it's only one pride of females and males, those males will often be off at night covering large distances, average of anything between 15 and 30 odd kilometers, patrolling, scent marking, roaring, keeping that area secure, keeping other males, other marauding males out, and in that way providing a safe environment for the females and the cubs to survive in. And then quite often they will join the pride again and then feed off whatever the females have hunted. Again, with the Mapogo males it's a little bit unique because it's so many of them, 5 males together, and that also enables them to take large prey. Ooh, they're going to roar.
Peter, it looks like is he putting his saliva on his foot and then
yeah, look at that scar quickly. Sorry to interrupt you, James, but that's exactly what James is saying. On his right lip there, as he looked this way, there was a big, almost like a Harry Potter scar, like a lightning strike scar. And that's exactly that. He's licking his paw, like James is saying, and then he's using that saliva to clean the cut with. Look at that. Guys, we're going to get some roaring just now. This lion behind us is calling.
I don't think it's him.
There's another one.
I think it's another one.
Maybe there's a third one on his way. Sorry, it's taking a while to finish that question. Sandy, I think we pretty much answered it. But the Mapogo males especially, because there's so many of them together, and also because males are bigger, they can take larger prey. So when you find prides that hunt, for instance, that are specialized at buffalo hunting, you find that normally the males play quite a big role in that, just because they're physically heavier. A male lion jumps on a buffalo, he's 30%, 40% heavier than a female, and that obviously comes with its own benefits. So it's a long answer, but it's one of those misconceptions that still floats around in the world whenever people think of lions. So I think we can try another question. We might have to cut questions short at any second when these lions, if they do start moving or roaring, but let's try and fit another one in.
But he's hurting, Peter. Huh?
Okay, we've got one from Tony in Bristol, England. Which animals are likely to eat the poor dead lioness? Are prey animals still afraid of the lion even when it's no longer living?
Okay, question from Tony there. So just to highlight again, James is also saying this lion is hurting. You can see the way he's moving. Look at that. Very, very careful and slow. You can see it's painful. Big scars on his leg there as well. You can see that blood there on the foot. Shame. Tony is asking what animals might scavenge on that lioness carcass, or the carcass that we saw earlier, and also if prey animals are still afraid of lions. Tony, first of all, again, it's not typical, but it's possible that hyenas will scavenge on that carcass. Lions might, even these guys might. Again, it's not typical, but it's possible. Jackals might. Again, it's not that typical. Quite often lion carcasses are just left. Vultures tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few vultures on there, and as the carcass starts decaying, you'll see more and more of it. But up to now, that lioness, and I'm sure some of you, when you saw it, the first instant when you saw that carcass, you must have realized something wasn't quite right. But she still looked like pretty much a big lioness lying out in the open sleeping. Even when I walked down to her, I had a few seconds of apprehension. One was, expecting one of these big guys to burst out of the bushes. But the other one was, even though I knew she was dead, she still, to my sort of primal subconscious, she still looked like a lion. So to draw that back to your question, Tony, is that lioness still looks very much like a lion that's just sleeping. So that would also discourage things from going to poke around it too much. As far as prey species go, that whole area there will smell very strongly of lion. There's been fighting and killing and feeding and dung around it as well. So prey species in general just avoid that area for a couple of days. They're not going to walk up and check it out. They would rather just stay clear of it. But that question will be answered largely over the next few days as well. We'll go past there. And then of course things that will definitely scavenge and decompose that carcass are your decomposers, things that specialize in it, maggots and flies and beetles and all kinds of other insects. Shame, man. Look at this guy. He's just slowly cleaning those wounds. Very important to keep them clean. Oh, he's going to also walk past us. Look at that. Battle scarred and limping. This is that guy with James. When we saw him last time, you see he's got that tussle of hair under the neck there. It looks like a goatee or a little beard. Which way are you going to go by? Oh, he just looks like he's walking carefully. So this is the, I was going to say T2. Mr. T has got a slightly more punkish type hairstyle with that little mohawk on the forehead. And this guy almost looks like him. He's got a slightly bigger mane, so maybe we'll call him T2 or R2T2. Okay, James is doing a very tricky job very good job of camera work there. We are literally filming in